Hello, my students. How are you? Today, I will present the grade 7 general science about classification of substance. So, as you have learned in lower grades about classification of substance, there is different characteristics and properties that different scientists use to classify substance accordingly. So, the first one is matter. When we are going to talking about this substance, we are going to starting from matter. So, what is matter? The first one. What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. This is what we call it matter. So, when the substance that can be found on the surface of the earth can be existed in solid, liquid, and gaseous state, and they are said to be matter because all of these things can have their own what? Space and they have their own mass also. And this matter can be divided into two. As you have learned in lower grades, matter can be divided into pure substance, and mixture. Mixtures and pure substance are the most commonly known classification parts of matter. Yeah. As I have said before, matter is what? Anything that has mass and occupies space. It was the reason. There are different types of matter, so these different types of matter can be categorized into two basic classifications. They are pure substance and mixtures. Mixtures also divided into two homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. These are the classifications of mixtures. Whereas this pure substance can be also divided into two. They are compounds and compounds and elements. Compounds and elements are the two categories of pure substance. The two categories of pure substance. And as well as these compounds also divided into four. Yeah, when you come in grade 8, we'll see it. Compounds can be divided into inorganic compound and organic compounds. Yeah, compounds can be divided into organic compounds, organic organic compounds, and inorganic compounds. Again, these elements can be divided into three: metals, metals, metalloids, and nonmetals. The three classifications of elements, metals, nonmetals, and metalloids can have their own characteristics and properties. And also, metals, nonmetals, and metalloids can be presented or defined in different manner, and they have their own examples, they have their own properties we will see deeply. As well as organic compounds can be divided into three. We will see in grade 8 alkanes, alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Yeah, these are said to be hydrocarbons, the groups of hydrocarbons and these organic compounds. The name organic compounds means compounds which is composed of only hydrogen and oxygen. That I mean hydrogen and carbon. This is what we call it. The name given for these alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes is hydrocarbons because hydrocarbon compounds is a compound that is made from what? Carbon and hydrogen atoms. Excellent. That is inorganic compounds are oxides, acids, base, and salt. These are said to be inorganic compounds. This is the simple classifications of substance. So substance can be classified into these different forms or structures. The first one is matter. Matter means anything, anything, anything that has mass. and occupy space. Mass and occupy space. Space. This is what we call it matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. This is matter. And also, matter can be divided into pure substance and mixtures. Mixtures is formed from the combination of the mixtures. Combination of two or more substance physically. This is what we call it physically. This is what we call it mixtures. When two or more than two different substances mix together physically, they form what? A mixtures. And also, we can separate this mixture from their useful components by using different separation methods or techniques. This is simply mixtures made. Pure substance. Pure substance means a substance that is made from one kind of atom. This is what we call it pure substance. And when it comes to its classification, compounds and elements, compounds are made from or that is formed from the combinations of two or more than two different elements. The combination of two or more different elements chemically. That means when one substance or two different substances react with themselves, they can form compounds. So compounds are a form of pure substance that can be formed with the combinations of two or more than two different elements or substance in a chemical process. If the substance combined chemically means there is a chemical reaction. If there is a chemical reaction, there is reactants and products, and there is also another steps. This is simply compounds. When it comes to elements are formed from one kind of atom. Formed from one kind of atom. And they cannot be broken down into simpler substance. They cannot be broken into simpler substance because they are made from what? One kind of atom into a simpler substance. This is what we call it elements. And homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture, simply we are going to define like this one. Hetero means different. So heterogeneous mixture is a mixture that have different phases. Or the components of heterogeneous mixtures have different phases, or they have what? We can separate their mixtures easily using our hands or by our naked eyes or without any this heterogeneous mixtures can be separated simply using our naked eyes or within simple physical chemical separation methods. Whereas these homogeneous mixtures, homo means the same. So homogeneous mixtures means the components have the same or uniform. They have uniform composition throughout. Composition. Yes. Heterogeneous mixtures have different phases. The mixtures can be identified or seen with our naked eye. Whereas homo means the same. Homogeneous mixtures are mixtures that have uniform composition throughout, and we cannot see with our naked eye. And also both homo and heterogeneous mixtures are a mixture, so we can simply what? Classified or separated from their useful components through different techniques or methods. We will see what are the techniques or the methods that used to separate what? Homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures from their useful components. There are different methods or techniques that is to separate these two different types of mixtures. The other one is here metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. Yeah, metals, metals. They are conductors. Metals are conductors of heat and electricity. Metals are malleable. They are malleable. Metals are ductile. Metals have high melting point. They have high melting point. They have high boiling point. They have uh, also high density and so. When it comes to this non-metals, non-metals are poor conductors. They are poor conductors of heat and electricity, conductors, and they have low melting point and boiling point. Boiling point. They have low density. They have low density, and they also perform the low strings. They have also low strings, low strings. And when it comes to the subtype, these metalloids are the intermediate characteristics, or metalloids are elements that have the intermediate characteristics of metals and non-metals. Have intermediate, intermediate, intermediate what? Properties or characteristics of metals and non-metals. So they are said to be what? Metalloids. Metalloids have the intermediate between these non-metals and metals properties. This is metals, non-metals, I mean metalloids, non-metals. So these